Right, let me just do a few things first. Put this on the floor because I don't need that. But what I do need is my phone and a live chat of the YouTube. And my cup of tea is on the right hand side. Excellent. Jeez. Right, so hello everyone, it's me, Spursrail96 here, and welcome to another Train Sim World 2 livestream. And this is a livestream I have been looking forward to very much indeed, because at last we are finally taking a look at my favourite route of the entire Train Sim World franchise. Even though it's a few years old now, it came out in Christmas time of 2018. So, coming up to 4 years old, for 1983 Northern Trans Pennine in the north of England. British Rail Blue diesel fun. I've got the heavy freight pack installed, and Dovetail recently, I think a few weeks back, put out the preservation crew updates, so new Sky technology, some fixes, PIS and all that kind of stuff. So it brings the route a little bit more in line with newer Train Sim World routes. So yeah, excited. Let's get cracking. I am excited to do this, believe me. Alright, so we're going to do, if time serves me well, hopefully a couple of trips, but I doubt it. Well, we will see. So we're going to go on locomotive, and or should we do the express, or should we do the opposite? Oh no, let's do the express. If I can find one that goes from Manchester Victoria. Let's do an express first of all, which goes from Manchester Victoria to Leeds City. Right, I will say my hellos to Alfie. Talk Gaming, good evening, hope you're well. MTA Fan J, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, hope you're well. Bobby, great to see you, hope you're well, my friend. HB Torshaven, if I said it incorrectly, then I do apologise, hope you're well, welcome. Thierry, of course, nice to see you. Hope everyone is all well, hope everyone has had a good weekend and a good start to the working week. Thankfully, temperatures are coming down in the UK, and a bit of rain is finally on the way. So yeah, things are slowly improving weather-wise as well. Speaking of the weather, I think this service will be taking charge in the snow. So a bit of a Christmassy theme one, even though it's a bit early for Christmas. Okay, so we have to drive an eastbound locomotive hauled Trans Pennine service, calling at Huddersfield only. We are indeed in charge of the BR Class 45 locomotive. Right, oh, I tell you what I need to do. Unlock the doors for starters. Let me just fiddle around with the seat a little bit too... well, it hasn't made much of a difference, is it? But oh well. Is the master key on? It is now. We'll put it into the forward position. Put the driver's brake to initial application. Let's get on the lights in here. The headlight. There we go. The about to say headlights, windscreen wipers, they've turned on. Headlight switch is on. We'll turn on the snow. The spare switch, just for the sake of it. None of that needs to be done. AWS is on these locomotives, and the heavy freight pack as well, but you don't really need it because AWS was not implemented in the north of England in 1983. Right, let's just do the horn. Beautiful. Put on a bit of power. I can see out the corner of my eye the live chat going faster than the Formula 1 car, so if I do struggle to keep up, I do apologise. I won't be able to answer everyone's questions or other bits and bobs. But yeah, let's get moving. Apply a bit of power. So the first stop is Huddersfield, 22 miles away to be exact. And look at it. It looks so good. I'd say it just made playing this route. Oh, it just makes me feel so happy. I'm smiling right now. I'm struggling to get a grin off my face. It's just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So it's a 9-coach train, mostly full of intercity BR Blue coaches. Got a couple of BG Mark 1 coaches there for, I presume, luggage and parcels and all that kind of stuff. Right, now I'll take a look at the chat while we are coasting. Actually, I'll put the power a little bit as the gradient has got a little bit on the steep side. Bobby, you know, Train Sim World 2 is coming with BNSF. It's not. Well, Train Sim World 2 is there's a difference between the 2 and the 3. It's a different number. I need to increase the power here to maximum. Bit of wheel spin, but that's fine. Go on, me son. That's it. There we go. Got a speed limit of. Is the actual wipers working? I swear they were before. I turned them on, did I not? Or did I turn them off? No, they're on now. MTA fan J. Train Sim World 3 is coming soon on September the 8th or the 7th. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I thought it was the 6th, but if it's the 7th, if it's the 7th, if it's the 8th, it's the 8th. It doesn't bother me, to be honest. Talk Gaming, you have good taste, I approve. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very much so indeed. Bobby has a new house. Excellent. Hope you're settling into your new home well. Thierry, has it rained today where you are? Apparently we had a bit of a downpour this morning, but I had a line this morning, so when I woke up, all I just saw out the back door was a little splodge of a puddle, and that was it. Other than that, it's been just rather humid, really. Quite a bit of cloud, but other than that, not much really. No. Alfie's going to Alton Towers soon. Oh, very nice. Hope you have a good time there. Alfie likes roller coasters. Well, that's why you're going to go then. Awesome. I've never been on a roller coaster, and I don't think I plan to in the not too distant future. Well, I think going to Alton Towers, I think going on a roller coaster, I think you get better value than for your money than Train Sim World 3. That's for sure. Talk Gaming, we didn't have such luxuries as safety in the north back then. It gets there. No one ever said anything about safety, plus this is Yorkshire, so we don't need it in Lancashire or Greater Manchester. Yeah, it's always the north of England that usually gets things last, isn't it? You know, new train sets or new improvements or modifications to services, infrastructure. It's that great divide, isn't it, that sadly still remains between the south and the north of England. I wish we did have an extension from Leeds City. I'm not too sure where to exactly. But an extension either way I will take in a heartbeat, I'm not going to lie. Right, Supply power. Full power. Full power. Let's get rocking and rolling. Just release a bit of brake pressure. Sometimes the brake pressure can build up so much so that you do start to decrease speed a little bit more than you usually would when the brakes are fully released. So that's why I do that now and again, just to make sure the brake pressure is at its maximum. Got a speed limit 60 coming up. I think the rush hour passengers were also added to Northern Trans Pennine. I'm not too sure. I'm certain someone will correct me or clarify that. If they are, then that's good. That's brilliant. I approve of that as well. Power. Let's increase the power again to maximum. It's going to be hitting 60. There we go. Let's get going. William, what is it? William Train Mad Boy. Hey, how are you? Very well, thank you. Hope you're well. Foxy, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Me Samantha is back. How are you? What do you think about Train Sim World 3? I'm very well, thank you. And all I'm going to say about Train Sim World 3 is that I have made a very long video about it. It's roughly like 25-27 minutes, so if you want to take a good view on that, if you want to take a look at that, then please feel free to do so. That is where I will leave my crystal clear and honest thoughts on Train Sim World 3. I won't say anything more. We've got a 50-mile/hour speed limit coming up. I can't really see the whistle board. I'm not sure if the whistle board is covered up by the snow, or just the fact, or actually because I'm looking down at my phone at the live chat, I may be missing the whistle board, so I do apologise there in advance. Uh, 18 miles to go until Huddersfield. We're due in at just over 10:26 a.m. Let's put on a bit of brake just to reduce the speed down a little bit more. That'll do, because then we'll have a bit of a steep gradient to help us. Slow down a little bit more. Brakes are fully released. The Class 45's nickname is actually called the Peaks, if I'm not mistaken, which is quite a cool nickname for the 45. Got a speed limit of 75 miles per hour coming up, which I think is it the fastest speed Lee could reach on Trans Pennine? I think it is 75, but either way, 75 is, if it isn't, 75 is still pretty quick. Let's have a look at the live chat if I can get a head round what I'm reading. Top Gaming and Express service would continue on after Leeds to York and Scarborough. I see. or after Manchester, as it would continue to Liverpool Lime Street, of course. Yeah. Whoa, let's get off the brakes. Power, sorry. Foxy, I hope we can drive other things on Northern Trans Pennine, like the Class 33 or 52. Oh, that would be quite good. 52, definitely, I think would be quite nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if the 52s ran in the north of England during 1983. I'm sure someone with good knowledge of that will clarify, either in the comments or on the live stream itself. I do know there's one big breaking point we have to get ready for soon, and that's because we have to chug through Staley Bridge at, like, what is it, 15-20 miles an hour, so I'm ready for that. Let me just take a look at the map. Yeah, there it is, 15 miles per hour. I had a feeling it was coming up, and that has proven to be the case. So let's get on the brakes. Go down speed. Come on. Yeah, we'll be fine. There we go. Now we can release the brakes. There we go. Right. Now I can take a look at the chat again. Foxy, I'm just normal, thank you, sounds well. We'll check it out later. No problem, Foxy. Glad you're well. If this isn't a modern route, what is it? It's a Northern Trans Pennine, My Life Alisag 101 in 1983. That's essentially what it is. I'm not quite sure what you mean by the question. It's, yeah, Northern Trans Pennine in 1983. That's what it is. Talk Gaming TSW3 is basically just TSW2. Exactly. Need I say anything else? Whoops, gone a little bit too fast there. I can't brake because I'm not holding the brake button. Oh well, never mind. We'll just decrease speed slowly. Never mind. Pep, EMU fan. Hey Spurs, good to catch up with you again on the live stream. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're well. Just taking a thundering express across the northern hills of England. Alfie, the roller coaster I'm going on is the Oblivion. Is Oblivion the Smiler Rita 13th? Wicker Man, Nemesis, and maybe Galactica. That's a lot of roller coasters. That's a lot. Foxy, the water on the windows looks a bit off. Don't know why, but do you know what I mean? Looks a bit weird. The texture is awesome, but yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's almost like when you're at full speed. It's like you're going into light speed in the Millennium Falcon. It is a bit of a strange effect. Has to be said. Thierry, the highest speed limit on the route is 80 miles an hour. Okay, it is 80, okay. Would you play a modern version of this route? Absolutely, yes. Imagine taking control of a Trans Pennine Express. Would be quite fun. Now we're in the longest tunnel. I think one of the longest tunnels in the game. Is it this one? No, it's not quite, is it? Whoops. Now we're over the point where we can increase the speed to the permitted speed limit of 60 miles per hour. Top Gaming, the Class 52 was used on Great Western Main Line and was completely gone from revenue earning service by the end of 1970s. Oh well, then when we even it'll be on the scrap heap right now, or in preservation in 1983. Turn on what else? What's the opposite of modern route? Is it historic? Yes, that is correct. Wildlife LSA. Yes, that's right. Top Gaming, the Class 33 is used mostly in the southern region and were, as far as I'm aware, not used in the north of England, or at least very rarely in unique circumstances. Right. I get the picture. Foxy, the definition of historic is very vague. It depends also, on the time in which you look at a context. Everything can be historic. That's a good point, actually. I mean, you could define Great Western Express as historic now, couldn't you? As it was portrayed in 2017 before total electrification between Reading and London Paddington. So that is a good point you've just made there, Foxy. Ben, hey, nice to see you. Ben has watched TSW3. Totally agree with what you said in the video. Only things wanted to get a TSW3 is Swanage line plus the main line from Southampton Central Station. Well, I mean, who knows what the future will be for Train Sim World 3. There will be DLCs for it, 110%, that's for sure. How many and what they will be, that's anyone's guess. Foxy, yes, I thought about the Millennium Falcon thing too. yeah, you see what I mean. The snow effects, yeah. Alfie, do you like the Smiler coaster? I've never been to where is it you're going, Alton Towers, so I've never even seen any of the roller coasters, so I don't know what it's like, and I've never seen it really. So this is where we are at the moment. That's where Huddersfield is, so we've still got a lot of trackage to cover. Alfie, oh, it's a 14 loop roller coaster. Wow, 14 loops. It's yeah, make you a bit sick, I imagine. My Life Alisac, are you going to buy TSW3? I've pre-ordered it on my Series X. All I'm going to say is I made a video on it on Train Sim World 3 not too long ago. It's roughly 25-27 minutes. If you watch that, or if you want to know my answer to your question, then watch towards the end part of the video. It's like 25, 26 or 24 minutes in, then you'll get my answer. That's for sure. Pep, yeah, okay, Spurs are going to be emotional a bit as a farewell tour has been announced amongst the last remaining. Oh, the 315s, oh, they're going to be going, are they? Oh, that's a shame. Damn, never mind, that is a bit of a shame. Oh, well, I hope you I hope you'll be present for the farewell. There's another express thundering through. 12 miles to go until Huddersfield. Foxy, I've got a question. How would you name a locomotive? I mean, which name would you choose? And even the chat, how would you call a locomotive? I mean, ships are getting names too. Why not trains? Do you mean nicknames or actual names? It's difficult to say. I'm not sure. I can. Maybe it's where they're built, maybe, or maybe it's where the first service, their inaugural journey was made. I'm not entirely sure. Imagine, I think that's what ships would be like, wasn't it? I mean, but that's just a complete guess for me. I don't have much knowledge in that regard. It's a good question though. Alright, we've got a speed limit of 45 miles per hour coming up shortly. Top Giving Flying Scotsman is an example of a locomotive with a name but still has a running number 2, which is 60103. We are going way too fast, way too busy looking at the chat and not driving. Get that under the speed limit. Now off the brakes. There we are. There we go. Thierry, I think this route should add AI services for Tees Valley at Darlington and Eagles Cliff to represent East Midlands East Midlands CL services or coastline services. That'd be quite interesting, yeah. An express or something like that. I'm not sure if it could accommodate that, could it? I'm not really sure. Because you wouldn't think an express would be thundering through Middlesbrough, that's for sure. Well, that's what I think anyway, not in 1989. So it's a bit of a jump, isn't it, from 83 to 89, so I don't know, maybe the peaks, the 45s or 47s were not in Tees Valley at the time, I'm not really sure. Now we're in the tunnel. There we are. Is this the longest tunnel? It is indeed. Just check, it is indeed. This is at the time was, I think, the longest tunnel in the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Morley Tunnel, is it Moseley Tunnel? It's one of the two. It's, I think, 5 miles long, so yeah. Going to be in the dark for a little bit now. Foxy, that number is very long. Did you know that train numbers are longer than 3 symbols like class 66, 377, etc.? That's true. That is true. Top Gaming, I don't know what my favourite route is. It might be Northern Trans Pennine, but South or SOS. SOS, don't know what that is, and West Cornwall Local are both possibilities. SOS, what is that? Schnellfahrstrecke. SOS, what is that? What's SOS? Southeastern High Speed? No, that wouldn't be it. SOS? What is that? What is SOS? Top Gaming or WSR, it's West Somerset Railway, isn't it? SOS, what is that? Big stumped on that one. What is SOS? No idea. I can't think what it is. Let's come off the power. Top score, hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Talk gaming, oh, Spirit of Steam of... It is, damn it. Brain freeze then. Tira, I know it may not be realistic, but as of 2022 Grand Central, services stop at Eagles Clip en route between King's Cross and Sunderland. Ah, right. Maybe. Talk Gaming, isn't this the longest express run in TSW, not including Kassel to Würzburg? The longest? Ooh, that's a good question. I've got to think now, haven't I? Because of route lengths and expresses and all this kind of stuff. I don't know, to be quite honest with you there. It could be. I'm not entirely sure. Southeastern High Speed doesn't do an express because once the 395 gets out of the tunnels, isn't it, and onto the third rail, it's got to then be like everyone else and be slow and steady and stop at quite a few stations. Great Western Express, that's, what is it, 35 miles I think, isn't it, from Reading to London Paddington? Boston Sprinter, that might be a good challenger for it, isn't it? Because that just goes, the Amtrak one, 64, that goes from, what is it, Boston south to Providence. I don't know what the route length is, but that does a non-stop run, doesn't it? What else? Brighton Main Line, maybe? No, there's no expresses there, isn't there? No, not in the game yet. I'm just trying to think what other routes. Curl Aachen, that's and the Werke Dresden as well, of the ICE3. That might be potentially the longest express service, maybe route length wise or minutes wise. Or München Augsburg, or LGV Mediterranean. That might be it. I don't know. I'm just thinking so many things here now. I don't know which one. Peninsula Corridor. Let me just think. Well, yeah, it does a baby bullet service, doesn't it? And that's what, nearly 50 miles, which I think is longer than Trans Pennine. So that might hold the record. I'm not entirely sure. Top score, yeah, I'm good, thank you. Hope you. I'm glad you're well. Top score. Pep, it's a grand route to drive. I have driven the 150 on this in various liveries as well. Yeah, imagine that if we had the one. I wonder if the 150 could be used on Trans Pennine. That'd be quite cool, actually. Obviously, you can't at the moment, but. Maybe in the future you could. Terry, I think in terms of time, not miles though. Oh, Top Gaming. Oh, that's a tough challenger. I honestly don't know. I mean, it depends how you drive the actual service. If you, I mean, some take an hour, some take more than that. That's a difficult one. That I'm not entirely sure. I think LGV or Peninsula Corridor might give it a run for its money. I think, but that's a guess. Alright, I've driven 100 miles, excellent. We are just under 5 miles away from Huddersfield. Just cruising downhill. Tracking troops, lovely. I'll have a sip of tea while I'm at it. Ah, lovely. Tremendous. Right, I'll say all the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you'd enjoyed this stream, I certainly have. I mean, it's on my favourite route, so of course I'm going to enjoy it. Then make sure to hit the like button, and if you are watching for the first time, I would very appreciate it if you would press the subscribe button below. You don't have to turn on the notification bell, because I know the feeling of having the notification bell turned on. It's very, very irritating. So yeah, you don't have to turn on the notification bell, don't worry. But yeah, just press the subscribe button if you just want to see some more content from me. And in terms of the next stream, which will be on Monday, I don't know what the date is for next Monday, the 22nd of August 2022, where we will still be on Northern Trans Pennine, but taking a look at the British Rail heavy freight pack. 3 miles to go until Huddersfield. Top Gaming went on the St Ives branch line today. I take it in the game. So yeah, St Ives branch line is a nice little scenic little route in real life. In the game, kind of. Doesn't match real life though. Thierry, the Class 150 could not have been on this route at the time, as it said in 1983, and the 150 was built between 84 and 87. Oh, damn, that's a shame. One year out. Oh, never mind. Two miles to go exactly until Huddersfield. Now I'm just thinking special kind of services you can do. You can do a post office service. You can do quite a fun number of services as part of a big operation, if you like, and that is the a newspaper train, and one with the 12-ton vans as well. So you're using the Class 08 and the Class 40 or 47, 45, whichever locomotive you wish to use for those services. So it's quite a not fun little activity to do there. It takes quite a long time. It's all in the morning, but it's quite fun. For the post office, the TPO, as it's known as, the travelling post office, you have one early in the morning and one at night. I think one apparently on the timetable goes to Newcastle, I think, and then of course the other service is coming back from Newcastle, I think, as far as I'm aware. I think. When we stop at Huddersfield, I'll take a look at the platform destination displays. Right, this bit always I get messed up on. Every time I go in this tunnel, the brakes are applied, so much so to a point that I come to a standstill in the middle of the tunnel. So I'm going to try and, or tunnels, as there's two of them, so I'm going to try and time this right. Off the brakes. We try the straight air brake. I wonder if that will do anything. No. Let's see if I put it at max. Just don't want to keep constantly using the train brake, so because using the train brake constantly and releasing it and takes a bit more time than the straight air brake, that's for sure. So that's a good tip. use a straight air brake approaching Huddersfield. That is if you're going to Leeds, that is. Another type of service which just come to my mind is actually good is a little special service you can do with the class 101. I think it's a little like a special trip to Blackpool or the seaside. It's like a configuration. I think it's like a 6-car train, so 2 sets of 3 car 101s connected together, so that's quite cool. I think it goes from Staley Bridge to Leeds, I think, if I recall. Anyway, here we are at Huddersfield. Speaking of Huddersfield, I think they won at the weekend against Stoke City in the football. So well done to Huddersfield. I think they won. Whoops, on the brakes a little bit too early there. No harm done, we're still moving. Just. Come on, creep forward. We're just about on time. Now we're running late. You can't win, honestly. I think that'll do. There we go. So here we are, Huddersfield. What have we got today? Got a 101 that's going to, well, coming from Leeds to Huddersfield. We've got a 47 there. We've got some vans. Class 08 with a couple of coaches. Not too bad. Here's the platform destination displays. Look at that. Look pretty neat, doesn't it? So we've got some going to Scarborough, Liverpool Lime Street, Leeds and Manchester Victoria. So that's quite cool. Nice bit. It tells you it's going to other locations other than Leeds or Manchester. There's one going to Marsden as well. Cool, I like that. Oh, let's do both ones, shall we? While the brakes are being released. Let's see it depart, shall we? Why not? The brakes fully for starters would be nice. There we are. Wonderful. Well, we'll come off the power. Now I'll take a look at the chat. Well, the train is leaving Huddersfield. Oh, top scorer, you've donated £1.50. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. You didn't have to do that, but I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. It's not much, I know, but you know, £1.50. Every little helps. Every little helps. That's all I'm going to say. Foxy, by the way, a vacuum or air brakes better when driving these old British trains? Let me just check. The brake type, actually, that might be a good idea. If I can turn around. Well, I can't, unless it's in the other side of the... This is in the other... It's in the other cab. I can't get out of the seat, otherwise the brakes will apply. But yeah, you got... that's a good point. I think for passenger services it's best to use the air brakes, because the train is not as heavy as a freight service. If you're pulling, say, an oil train or some wagons. It could be in any old route, West Cornwall or Trans Pennine. I always prefer to use the vacuum brakes for goods trains and air brakes for passenger trains. That's just how I roll. I'm not sure if that's correct. You can do either, whatever taste you fancy, really. But that's how I do it, and it seems to work for me. So, and it's working pretty well in these snowy conditions, which is pretty cool. The next and final stop is Leeds. 13 miles to be exact. The actual station is called Leeds City. Excuse me. And which is strange. You'd think they put the full name of the station in the location indicator in the top left corner of your displays, but here we are. So be it. And Leeds United have had a good start to the English Premier League. They they blew a 2-0 lead against Southampton, but still a point on the south coast is a point. And they also won their opening game at Ellen Road against Wolves. So not a bad start for Leeds. Brake pressure up. Got some sidings there to the right, where there was a coach or something, even though it's not connected to the main line itself, which I find a bit strange. There's Leeds over there. Oh, time to get on the brakes, Mr. Finks. Way over the speed limit, but oops. As long as we keep moving, that's all that matters. Anyway, I think we were running late as I came into Huddersfield, so we're going to make up a bit of lost time here by going a little bit too fast. It has to be said. Daniel Robert Jewett, or Jowett. Good evening. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. Thierry, are you going to do a one-on-one service between Leeds and Marsden or Huddersfield? I'm not sure. It depends time-wise, really. We'll have to. We'll see how things are when the service has ended. But one-on-one service does take quite a long time to complete, because it's slower, and then I have to concentrate more on operating the gearbox, because it's like operating a manual car, really, changing gears. But we'll see. Let's increase the power to maximum now. Foxy, the one-on-one is very weird in my opinion, especially the gear changing thing. Yeah, it's a very different driving experience, and I think that's why I admire it. I don't love it and like it as much, but I certainly admire that it's a different experience, and you do have to change gear regardless if you're accelerating or coming to a standstill. So that I can appreciate that really is a unique challenge indeed. Thierry, it's the UK, people are used to trains running late. That's true, that's very true. Very true indeed, yeah. Foxy, because I think it depends on the brakes. Because does it depend on the brakes? What rolling stock uses it? I think, yeah, I think so. Yeah. No. I'm not entirely 100% certain myself, I must be honest, but that's how I look at it. Regardless what traction you're using for freight services, I use the vacuum brakes on all of the trains, be it class 20 or 31 or 45 or 47 or 40. And if I'm using any of those locomotives in the passenger service, I would use the air brakes. We're going way too fast again. We are slowing down, albeit not too quickly. Oh dear. Foxy, I say good night. Was nice to see the stream, but I'm tired. Oh, fair enough. Nighty night, Foxy. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your week. Daniel, I was disappointed to let the 2-goal lead slip, but a point is better than none. That's very, very true, Daniel. That's very, very true. I suppose it's kind of the opposite what happened to Tottenham Hotspur yesterday. I couldn't watch the game, sadly, because I was at work, but I managed to watch the highlights. What a crazy game it was. It was a fiery game, that's for sure. But yeah, certainly pleased to come out of Stamford Bridge with a point. We didn't win, which was disappointing, but I'll take a point any day of the week. Like you said, it's better than a defeat. So I think out of the two sets of fans, Spurs fans will be a little more pleased, I think, especially with a 96th minute equaliser. It's quite cool. Talk Gaming, you reckon my PS4 could be damaged by a power surge if it was turned off? Like the switches on the wall are on, but the PS4 is turned off. Just kind of worried because I don't want my data to be corrupted, as there is a thunderstorm over the next few days. That's a good point. When I go to work, I usually turn it off from the plug anyway, or I actually take the plug out of the. I take the plug out of the socket when I go to work, just in case, because thunderstorms are predicted to hit over the next week or two, isn't it? Maybe not the back end of this week, but certainly at the beginning of this week. They are predicted to be looming around the country. I haven't had any yet, which is a bit of a surprise. Maybe in the middle of the night, I'm not too sure, because I slept like a log last night, truth be told. So I know a few weeks ago, in I think the middle of July, there was a bit of thunderstorms there, and I did hear at like 6 o'clock in the morning, so that was not a nice wake-up call. Now just over 7.5 miles to go until Leeds City. Now this is where the gradient starts to climb up instead of going down. So now I have to put on the power a bit more. Yeah, let me just check. Yeah, today, well, where I am, apparently it's going to be showers. Well, it depends which weather forecast you use, either from BBC or other news outlets, or I use the weather app on my phone. It's predicted to have rain, kind of on and off, like tonight apparently, Tuesday, Wednesday, none on Thursday, some on Friday. None on Saturday. Predicted on Sunday, which is actually going to be the coldest day, which is nice. Monday's going to rain again, and then Tuesday, Wednesday it starts to slowly pick up temperatures again. So Would be nice if it could end soon. Have a nice... This heat... I hope this heat wave like ends for good. I don't think I could stand it much more. Never before have I been so excited and pleased to have some rain. The truck gaming, I can't do anything about it because I'm on the other... We're on the other side of it. Oh, I see. Right. Oh, okay, then. I can't help you much there, then. Unless someone's at home and you can just tell them to switch it off by the plug. Or a neighbour or something. Not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, the last thunderstorm I had, thankfully didn't have a power cut. It was over quite quickly. I think it was like 10-20 minute heavy rain, a lot of thunder and lightning, but nothing more than that. I'll just have to hope it doesn't happen again. That's true. Well, if you do go to Train Sim World Free Top Gaming, there's a big question mark over whether your save game will be transferable anyway. So if your thing does go on the Train Sim World 2 or any or all of it on whatever game you have, yeah, that'll be pretty disappointing. But if you're going to go to Train Sim World 3, then you may have to start again anyway in terms of progress, completing tutorial services, achievements, medals, all this kind of stuff. You may have to start again on Train Sim World 3, so I suppose in that respect it kind of doesn't matter, but like I said, it's all of your games, isn't it? Not just Train Sim World 3, so... Oh, 2, sorry. It's not even out yet. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, you don't get a big power cut or a nasty storm. Just noticed we're in the tunnel, I've still got the wipers on. Let's turn that off. There we are. Exactly 4.5 miles to go until Leeds City. Just coming up to an hour point on the stream, so not too bad. 10 minutes until we are due in, until the indicated time at Leeds, 10:51. It's now just gone. We're coming up to 10:42 in the game, that is AM, not PM. Thierry, the line that heads east from Murfield heads towards Bradford Interchange, and the line to the west has been split in multiple places. Right. Well, you know a lot more about the area of the north than I do, that's for sure. I'm not sure of 1983 exactly, but you know a damn sight more than I do, Thierry, so I commend you for your knowledge, so thank you for that. Oh, cheers, meant to rain at 4 AM. Oh, lovely. I'll wake you up nice and early. Thierry is going to the coast on Friday for 3 days. Oh, lovely. Hope you have a nice time on the coast. That is if it doesn't rain. It's ironic now, isn't it? When we have rain, you don't know if it's going to rain or not now. Or how much rain's going to fall. Pep, we were close to a thunderstorm where I was, but didn't happen. We just had sleety rain. I don't think we've had a big downpour as such, not as much as I was hoping for. Because it's the surrounding fields and stuff that worries me, like with this heat. You know, what if they catch fire and you come home and then all of a sudden your house is engulfed with the fields in flames? It's scary when you think of it like that. But thankfully things have cooled down-ish. Used to cool down a hell of a lot more. And rain. Bucket loads. Talk gaming, I appreciate it, no problem. Try my best, not the best weather expert in the world. Downpour with partly flooded my front room. Oh crikey! No, we don't want to have floods. No, just a lot of rain to fill up the reservoirs and rivers and streams and all that kind of stuff. increase the power once more. Top Gaming, there's been thunderstorms before and the PlayStation hasn't been damaged, so it should be fine. Yeah, I think it should be fine. I mean, I've had thunderstorms, well, not a lot of thunderstorms like you have probably in the United States, for example, in like Florida or places like that, where thunderstorms are a common sight over there. But yeah, when I do have a thunderstorm, regardless where I've been, either home, outside, whatever, I don't usually worry about everything being blown to smithereens in terms of progress and saved stuff like that, so I shouldn't think you need to worry about it, really. I think it'll be absolutely fine. And I probably just cursed it now, so... The sun is setting. Breaking news. Is that the breaking news, that the sun's setting? Oh, that's good then. Okay, we are just coming into Leeds City now. It's quite a steep gradient, actually. A bit of a downhill section, I think 5, maybe 1% in some areas, some cases. Extra challenging that you don't have any TPWS or DSD enabled. You can turn it on a locomotive, but it just won't make any noises because TPWS and DSD wasn't a thing on this in 1983 in the north of England. So hopefully there's nothing in the way. And we are nearly just under 5 minutes ahead of schedule, so we may be forced to stop here. Release the brakes and cruise into Leeds. Speed limit's decreased again to 20 miles per hour, or 25, it'll be 20 very shortly. One thing that does irritate me is when Dovetail did the preservation crew stuff, they didn't bother adding any services for this depot over here. There's literally no services which goes in or out of this depot, where it's basically full of 45s, 47s, maybe a 40 here and there. There's a refueling area here. There's a 101 there, and some coaches, I imagine. So a bit of a shame they didn't use the shunter, 08 shunter, to do some shunting wagons or coaches around, or bring any of these trains into service. I think they missed a bit of a trick there. They do it all the way here at Manchester, at Newton Heath Depot, particularly in the early morning, where I think there's 8 services alone just for the 08 to trundle around that particular depot. So it would have been nice to have added additional services for up to Leeds, but there we are. Maybe the shunter wasn't used in Leeds. Notice the speed limit. Oh, it's fine, but it's going a little bit uphill, so it's fine. Don't want to go too slow. Daniel, I've been to Bradford Interchange quite a few times when I was a kid. Oh, fair enough. I don't know what Bradford Interchange is like, but I imagine it's quite a busy area for trains. All that kind of stuff. Terry, once we had torrential rain for about 2.5 days, was submerged the whole town with just over an inch of water. Good grief. Thankfully I've never been in a town or thankfully my house has never been flooded at all, so that's a blessing in disguise. Oh Christ. Oh, my vehicle, the train derailed. Oh no. Oh, did it derail? No, it couldn't have derailed, surely. Not possible. Surely it did not. Did it derail? I'm actually going to have to get that back on the live chat and have a look it up. It derailed. Oh, would you believe it? Ugh. What a sight to see. Not. Anyway, well, that was a bit of a surprise. Well, that makes me question everything now. What did we have to change? We shouldn't have to change the points in coming into Leeds. You didn't do that before. Oh, very odd. Alright, let's do a 101 then very quickly. We can't do all stops. We can't do a Saturday special. Alright, let's go in the journey, the timetable. Yes, you can see there, I've got the 101. You can use 3 different types. Will make a difference, livery-wise. Well, service-wise. Livery-wise, of course, makes a difference. 60 services. Leads to Huddersfield. Blimey, 49 minutes alone. Cool. That's 37 minutes. Where's Marston? Marston's a bit further than Huddersfield, isn't it? So Leeds. Let's do that. Leeds to Huddersfield. I know there's some in the journey mode. I'm pretty sure. Leeds to Huddersfield. All stops. Let's do that one, shall we? Oh yeah, Pep, you can start for the last checkpoint. I've completely forgot about that. I think you have to save it, don't you? So you can start from the last checkpoint. I think. I'm not too sure. I've never tried that, really. Daniel, I think you were just going too fast. Maybe I was. Would be surprised. Let's drive a westbound local stopping service. Right, let's see me drive this thing to a horrendous standard. First gear. Won't be able to do all of the setup in time. Forward, let's get up. Turn off the brake light. Turn on the train lights. Hopefully it's been set for me. No, it hasn't. Where are we going? Oh my goodness me, that's a bit fast. Huddersfield, please. Thank you. Right, white marker lights, destination display on. Let me go to the rear, is that correct? Indeed it is. Nice-ish looking sky, not too bad. Perfect conditions for today. Let me just do the setup at the back. It should have been done for me, but never mind. Bradford, Greenford, and Huddersfield. Oh, I can't actually put on the red marker lights. Oh well, never mind. Right, let's roll. So the first stop of the journey is Morley, which is just over 3.5 miles away. Put in second gear and cruise for a minute. My Planko fam, hey, how are you? What train is it? I was driving a class 45. I'm now driving a class 101 diesel mechanical multiple unit. Thierry, it's called Bradford Interchange, but it's a terminus. Oh, it's a terminus station. Ah, right, I see. Top Gaming Bradford Interchange is a railway station in West Yorkshire with 4 platforms. Is that it? Only 4? Which opened in the early 1970s to replace the old Bradford Interchange station. Ah, right, I see. Just got a notification, came up, and Liverpool drew Crystal Palace. Ooh, dearie me, Liverpool not having a good start to the Premier League season, are they? How ironic is that? A new signing got sent off, and then someone else scored a point. Oh, dearie me. I was not expecting that. Dearie me. Well, apparently, is the full-time score gone? Yeah, the full-time whistle just went a minute ago. And yeah, they drew. Well, good on Palace. They got a point. That's good for them. It's difficult to get anything at Anfield, so that's pretty good. Means Spurs remain in the top 4. Brentford is 3rd. That's ridiculous. Leeds is 6th. Good on Leeds. Liverpool 12th. Oh dear. Crystal Palace at least got a point, and look at the bottom 3. Everton, West Ham, Manchester United. Jeez, what a bottom 3. You wouldn't believe that. Well, I mean, it's the 30th anniversary of the Premiership, so maybe we're due for a shock. Wow. What a start to the Premier League season. And we're only 2 games in. Top Gaming, the reason it's called Bradford Interchange is because it is an interchange of trains, buses and cars, with a taxi rank, a bus station and a railway station. Ah, right, I see. There was also Bradford Foster Square, right. Well, you all know a lot more about that area in the north of England than I do. I've never even stepped foot in the likes of Leeds, Manchester, Bradford, or anything like that. I'd like to one day when I get it, if I ever have a bit of money to spend and travel, and well, we'll see what the north of England has to offer. Certainly different culture ish, or different traditions, let's say. Let's increase the power, change gear, and then start accelerating. It's nice that we get to see this route in normal conditions and at a bit more of a slower pace too. So we'll go to Huddersfield, and then I will call it a day. I think that's fair enough. And I haven't had any practice on the 101 cipher on this route, so it's going to be fun. I also have the mastery achievement unlocked, so I don't think we might be able to see the balloons. I'm not too sure. There's a few hot air balloons that's flying in the sky, and there's one I think sat in the that's I presume landed in a field, I think, all ready to take off. Clickety clack. A lot of clickety clack. It's like a horse. Clickety clack, come on. Well, the horse doesn't go clickety clack, but you know what I mean. It encourages you to be like, come on now, let's go. Rock and roll, pick up some speed. Daniel. Oh, Daniel lives in Bradford. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, sorry, Daniel. I didn't know you live in Bradford, but hey, that's like everywhere, I suppose. It has its good points and has its bad points. No shame in that. I must say, football-wise, Bradford City, they did quite well in the Carabao Cup, didn't they? They beat, I think it was a championship team, so not too bad. On Mark Hughes' side, we've got a yellow coming up, which is a bit of a surprise to me. I'll put it in first gear just in case we have to come to a stop. Well, the lap brake system is very different. Yeah, we've got a red coming up. 50-mile-per-hour speed limit anyway, so I'll release the brakes. There we go, we'll just cruise for a second. It's 8:15 AM, so sun will be coming up slowly, so it'll be quite nice. The draw distances as well, it seems, in the distance, like the hillside and all that, seem to be in a little bit of a better shape than in the past before the preservation update, so that's nice. Whoops, I'm in first gear, aren't I? Whoopsie daisy, never do that. In real life, in particular with a car, no way. I mean, I don't like driving with a manual gearbox anyway, so I prefer automatic, less stressful. Miles better. On a game, I actually, like, if it was on Gran Turismo, I actually prefer using a manual gearbox. But it's easier pressing a button rather than physically having to change gear with the gear stick and using the foot pedal on the clutch, using your foot on the clutch pedal, which depending which car you drive can be actually quite heavy, so there's that aspect as well. A little bit easier. Daniel, yes, they beat Hull City. Yeah, Hull City had a good start to the championship. They beat Norwich, I think, not too long ago. I think it was just gone. They beat Norwich City. Was a Premier League team. At the moment they're not going to be in the Premier League at this rate, the way they're playing. Anyway, we are approaching Morley. Let's see what Morley has to offer. Go, and I'll release the brakes. We're, I'd say, just about on time. Give a little toot to the signal box. And let's come to a halt. That's not too bad, I'll take that. First time on the 101 and Trans Pennine in a very long time, so I'll take that as a good stop. Right, while the passenger boarding procedures are taking place, let's take a look around Morley. So we got the road, some houses. What else have we got? Some shelters here, I think. What was that? An exit to the road, I imagine. Is a shelter here. Nice. Reminds me of an old bus shelter when I was at school. Bridge. That would have been a route map. And that's pretty much it. Oh, there's a poster there as well. That's Morley. And into the darkness. So the next stop is Bateley. I think that's how you say it. I have never stopped at Bateley in Train Sim World 2. This will be a first. When was the last time we even stopped at Baitley? I think it was like Train Sim. Was it even Train Sim or 2020? I do not remember. Very long time. I need to change gear. 4th gear, I think. That'll do. Now we're in the longest tunnel of the map. Arterial rail lines can either be continuous welded rail or jointed rail. What's the difference between that, Thierry? I actually would like to know the difference. I presume bolted down or welded down, I imagine. Top Gaming, I live near Bradford, but not in it. I like Bradford. It was basically my second home before COVID. Oh. Well, I'm sure Bradford's a lovely place. I mean, of course, if you live there, and you call it home, wouldn't you? Actually, the last service I've done was on Diesel Legends of Great Western and a 101 between Paddington and Reading. Same here. I've made a video on it today, going from Maidenhead to London Paddington. Top Gaming, where's Liam? I'm doing his job. Good question. Where is Liam? Even commented on the community post I did announcing this stream. He was excited for it. Obviously, he's disappeared. He's obviously maybe busy doing. I was going to say maybe he's working or something, or doing a late shift. I'm not too sure. Maybe he's just forgotten. Never mind. You'll be the interim. You'll be in his position on an interim basis, Top Gaming, for today. Or tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, whatever time you're watching this, either live or on playback. Right, I need to get on the brakes. Just in case, let's be a little bit cautious. As we are going downhill, 0.7%. Put it in first gear because we can now just trundle down to Baitley. And I think after, how many we got? I imagine we got a few more stops to go. Oh yeah, the crossing gates now actually work as well, so that's quite good. They open and close just as they would do on more modern train sim mod routes. That's another good thing added to Trans Pennine. Approaching Baitley now. Just go through the yellow signal and then station is straight ahead. Release the brakes and now apply them again. Ooh, need to brake a bit more. Lot more. Way. Well, here we are, Baitley. It's a much bigger station. I think the some of the stopping services with the 45 or the 47 must stop here. The platform is significantly longer. So we've got an underpass here. Nice little station building. Whether it's being used or not, I'm not sure. Another underpass there. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. release the brakes and apply some power. The next stop is Dewsbury, which is just over a mile away. Top Gaming, one of my favourite family members, was born in Morley. Right. Lee. Oh, Batley, is that how it's pronounced? Oops. Sorry. Hope I haven't disgruntled you northerners. Batley. Folks, I got TSW2 for €30 from their own in-game shop. When I own TSW1, I might pick up the German starter pack. I might. And I like the scenery in Trans Pennine. Yeah, the scenery is good. I'm quite surprised, particularly long distance scenery. It's depending on the lighting conditions, it ain't too bad. I've seen worse, and I've seen better, but I'll take it. It's not too bad. I'll put it in neutral. Don't put the gearbox in neutral. Another service, and now we need to brake. As we are approaching Dewsbury, we're inching closer and closer to Huddersfield. Still quite a bit of the way to go though. I think to this day also the add-on pack for Northern Trans Pennine, I think is I might be wrong, but I think it's the only pack that has 2 or more locomotives at the normal loco add-on price. When it came out, I think it was $11.49 on the PlayStation Store and $11.99 on Xbox and PlayStation, and maybe the Epic Games Store as well. So it's well worth the price too. And if you pick it up on a discount, it's a bargain. Really good quality, adds a lot of it's got 3 very interesting scenarios. It's got new rolling stock, so you got some TEA tankers, which I think are one of the best looking freight rolling stock we have for the UK routes, and you got the box vans, 12-ton vans, and the Class 40 comes in 2 versions, one with a head code discs and one with a head code nose lights, I should say. Alright, so here we are at Dewsbury, obviously bigger station. You got a car park there, and the town of Dewsbury in the distance. Got some plants here growing, probably out of control unless they're weeds. You see the station's a bit run down. I quite like the atmosphere you get from these old, particularly Northern Trans Pennine, old run down kind of feel that's in need of a lot of liquid paint repairs. Right, the next stop is Ravensthorpe. I think that's how you say it. I probably said it wrong. Either way, the station is just under 1.5 miles away. We've got seems to be a nuclear power station in the distance, or a disused one. Might be the same one as the model used on Rus Ignored. Come to think of it, looks similar. I think this is where the hot air balloons will be located, so keep an eye on the skies. If you see little round splodges in the sky, they will be hot air balloons going across the tracks. You may even see them in over the hillside as well. I'll try and get out when I can. We're going way too fast. You know what, I'll actually cruise, why not? We've only got a mile until the next stop. I'm going to try and get ahead of the game and see if I can spot the balloons They are somewhere around here, I am certain. Of course, another thing I forgot to add is, I think this is it. The is it the Leeds? Is it Liverpool or Huddersfield Canal runs along this route? I think it's one of the longest canals in the UK. Maybe at the time. I don't know about now as such, but there's an interesting fact for you. Whoops. At least a bit of pressure. There we go. Put it in first gear. Oh, we're braking way too early. Dearie me, naughty, naughty. We'll cruise for a second. We're running late anyway, so it doesn't matter. Foxy is back. He came back from his sleep. That was a quick sleep. Totally agree with you on TSW3, especially the engine thing. I got TSW. Yeah, the game engine. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Talk Gaming, yeah, the German is definitely the best out of the three. For now. On paper, at least. Gameplay wise is a different kettle of fish. Here we are at Ravensthorpe. Now, judging by the station buildings, I think they look a bit disused. It's nice that they got a factory next to it. Obviously, I take it the factory has been closed down, so they've closed down the station building. This would be the main line. Nice to see some AI services just run through here. Some do in the scenarios, but yeah, not in service mode though. Or timetable mode as it's known as. There's the iconic British Rail logo. Still can be found in multiple stations across the country today. Oops, I've unlocked all of the doors now. There we go. The next stop is Murfield, just over 1.5 miles away. Oops, wrong mode. There we are. Foxy, English or German 101? Oof, that's a good question, Foxy. It's difficult for me to say because obviously the 101 is something obviously I'm not going to drive and don't have access to in Train Sim World 2, so it's difficult for me to say. I think overall, the more technical challenge, I think the 401 would. Sorry, the 101. What about if we meant 401? Hands down for me, it would be the DBBR 101. Hands down. I love that red intercity locomotive. And the coaches, oh, beautiful. Very nicely modelled. It would be awesome to have a feature of the cars running in the car parking lots. That'd be quite good, yeah, seeing them reverse out of the spaces to park the car park, or vice versa, they're coming in and parking up. It would have been nice. It would be nice to see some cars actually cross for crossing, or come to a stop when the gates close at the crossing. I can imagine there'll be a few problems with that in terms of in terms of bugs. So, for example, you're going to glitch through a car when you're coming. Screaming through the rail crossing. Here we are approaching Murfield. Can release the brakes a bit more and a bit more. There we go. Now on the brakes. There you go. Here we are at Murfield. Nice garden-ish. Bit overgrown in some areas. I think some freight services actually stop here, I think. When the AI take over them. Must have some building works going on here. Trying to improve the station concourse. That goes down to the street. The next stop is, ooh, how do I say this correctly? Dighton? I probably botched that up horrendously. But that's the next stop. It's just under 2.5 miles away. Foxy, but the best bit of all is that you can get add-ons for, let me just change into a highest gear so I won't have to worry about it. The best bit is that you can get the add-ons at lower prices for either TSW 1 or 2 on instant gaming for your PC, up to 60% or more off. Wow, that was a bit of publishing, or not publishing, advertisement. Whether I'm allowed to do that I don't know, but there we are. Something to consider in TSW3 for future suggestions within the cars. That's true, yeah. It would be nice to get some actual licensed cars, that'd be quite cool. Foxy, I don't think that such an AI thing or even making new car textures is worth their time, and personally not many people would recognise. Right. That's true, that's a good point. I suppose they're not even bothered, are they? Would they tell the look of a Lamborghini from a Jaguar? Maybe not. Talk Gaming, did you know it's actually sunny in the north sometimes? But it's certainly been sunny in the north for quite a while. And I think for once the people of the north of England, and indeed probably most of the country, would be very pleased to have the sunshine go away for a little bit. Thierry, there's a YouTuber called Cruising the Cut who has a video of going through the canal tunnel. Oh, really? Ooh. Train simulator has cars waiting at crossings. It does indeed. You're absolutely right. On the extended southeastern high-speed route, they should have been extended to Sheerness on Sea. That's why. What was that? There was another little branch which, in Train Simulator, goes to like a little island or something. Is it Sheerness? What Thierry says? I think it is. Why on earth did... It's not even that long. I think it takes, what, 10 minutes to do a service. I can't think where the location is. Well, that was the mail service there. Not mail. The newspaper train you just saw go by. That was cool. Yeah, it's a tiny little extension they could have done. Like 10 minutes worth of driving time. Or maybe 15 minutes. Depending on the locomotive you're driving, I suppose. I'm a bit surprised they didn't include that. I mean, if they had a whopping 40-50 mile route extension, but they don't add a tiny, but they don't bother adding a tiny little section. I know it probably won't mean much, but I just thought, you did it before, why not do it again? Alright, we are approaching Dighton. I've forgotten about my pursuit of the hot air balloons. Oops. Now they are on a stretch of track, I do know that. Let me just come to a standstill, I think, and then I'll take a look. Right, creep into the platform. And on the brakes again. Perfect. Oh, I think we're actually on time. Brilliant. Wonderful. Let's have a look. It's around here somewhere. Come on. Show yourself, balloon. I know you're somewhere. You are not far from here. It might have been further back. I was so busy chatting I forgot to look to the sides. Can't quite, I don't think it's... Maybe I haven't passed it yet. They are usually here, these hot air balloons, so they're somewhere. Oh, we got a coach there. Sat in the siding. Right, let's rock and roll to the next and final stop, which is Huddersfield. Foxy, sorry for the advertising, it's just, yeah, you could spend 1k on TSW more, but there are still legal sites where you can get it cheaper, so yeah, whatever. That's fair enough, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Put it in the highest gear. But we'll see what Dovetail offers at the date, indeed. Foxy, Silver 101, German 1 can be driven on the new TSW3 German route. However, we can still drive some double stocks 2. Yes, I pick up on the first sale or on the 5th of September, but we'll see. Yeah, fair enough. I love the balloons too, I've seen it several times. Yeah, I've seen the balloons, but where are they? Let's keep the power on. Let's get out of the cab. We've got another power plant over here in the distance. Probably another disused one. I think we've missed the balloons on. Oh, we got a canal boat. Sadly, it doesn't move, and the sea looks the water looks a bit murky, but yeah, other than that, not too bad-ish. No, I think we've missed it. Yeah. Oh well, we can't find the balloons. Never mind. We tried. Well, I tried. Okay, we are approaching Huddersfield. Amazing how time flies. And the distance covered too. Huddersfield already way swerving to the right and the left. Whoa, need to brake now. Brake, 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 as fast as you ever have. Way. And get down to a lower gear. There we are. As you can see on the right hand side, the Class 08 has yet to do its service with the vans or the coaches. Oops, nope. Don't go too far. Don't stop there. 101. Move a bit more forwards. There we go. Wonderful. Yay. Brilliant. Yeah, so we got the 47. That doesn't actually get used. It's just a piece of scenery, really. Yeah, but the 08 will what the 08 will do with these vans is when the van train has been made up in Manchester, it will come to Leeds. You even have to take these wagons, the vans, couple them up to the shunter will couple up to the vans, then the shunter will take the vans and couple up to the train, and then the train will take it onwards to Leeds. With the coaches, it's actually a different service. It's actually come from Sheffield. It's like a passenger service, I think. It stops here, and then you have to take 2 coaches off the train and then shunt them into this siding here. So it's quite unique. And let's lock the doors. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. To be just under 38 minutes, and we got a gold medal. Wonderful. So we stopped at Mortley, Batley, Dewsbury, Ravensthorpe, Murfield, Dighton, I think that's how you say it, and finally terminating at Huddersfield. So we saw quite a few stations there, which is quite good. And I think that will conclude the stream. Wonderful stream as always, and especially on my favourite route in Train Sim World 2. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did. Nice to go back in time and explore Northern Trans Pennine in a, well, updated form, of course. But yeah, if you'd enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like. And if, like I said, if you are new watching for the first time, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button below. The next stream will be on the same day, well, next Monday, the 22nd of August 2022, where I will still be on Northern Trans Pennine, but taking a look at the British Rail Heavy Freight Pack for some freight and shunting fun. Hope you can join me for then. I will put up a community post on it very shortly on the community section of my YouTube channel, so if you want to see various details, that's what I will do regarding the stream. So yeah, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.